shakeup than initially expected in Boston becoming after Jayson Tatum's injury. Or as the NBA world still waits to see just the severity of the injury, we may know what Boston could be planning next. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, NBA fans? Welcome to another episode of Six Man Shenanigans Podcast, aka NBA Central. My name is Haize. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this, man. It's unfortunate that what happened last night with Jayson Tatum going down with what many people are expecting to be an Achilles injury. Right now, it's still being listed as a lower leg injury, but when you look at the way that went, you kind of can tell what it's going to be. Now, again, none of us are doctors. We'll see what happens when it comes down to that. Once that's officially announced, I've been kind of looking at it all day. I've been kind of delaying doing this episode, waiting on that official announcement to come out. But we're already looking like, and I want to make it clear here, the Knicks were already up by 7 points when Jayson Tatum went down. Now, he was playing. It looked like he was revving up in the fourth quarter. Who could ever say exactly what was going to happen? But it seemed like the Celtics were already headed towards offseason where Al Horford's a free agent. Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, these are players that, could have ended up being moved. It was clear that something may need to change with this Boston Celtics team just because of the financial situation is mainly why a lot of people already looked at it and said Boston's going to make some wholesale changes here because of the cap situation that's going on. And we already know around the NBA, you want to avoid being in that second tax apron because of everything it restricts your team from doing. But now, with Jayson Tatum's injury on top of the large tax bill that the Boston Celtics are slated to have, we could see some pretty big changes coming to the Boston Celtics. And, this one comes as well from Jay King of The Athletic, who says this: it could be a greater shakeup than as feared. While speculation about roster retooling had already circled due to the looming financial challenges, a long-term absence for Tatum may force Boston's front office to reassess its long-term direction more aggressively. What does that mean, right? When you look at it, when it comes down to it, just retaining their starting five, as it's constructed right now, will cost about $500 million to the franchise once luxury taxes and everything are all involved in it, right? You look at Jayson Tatum earning $54.1 million, Jaylen Brown $53.1 million, Jrue Holiday at $32.4 million, Kristaps Porzingis at $30 million, Derek White at $28.1 million. There's a lot of players on this roster that are getting paid, right? And so now if Jayson Tatum goes down, that drastically changes what this team could be next year. Now, make no mistake about it, this is going to be a team that still can very much compete in the East as far as for a playoff spot, but their chances of being a championship team greatly get hit and hammered with Jayson Tatum. This team was slated to be almost $20 million above the second tax apron, right? That's a huge luxury bill when it's all said and done. So unfortunately, like, you look at a salary that's already extremely high for the Boston Celtics of active cap of $227 million, and then you're looking at a tax bill of $227 million. That's difficult when it comes down to pay, right? That's just difficult when it comes down to. So overall, man, this team was going to pay a huge amount of luxury tax money when it was all said and done. So what changes is now this team's going to make? And that's what you have to ask and look at, man, when it comes down to it. This is a team that, you have two players making the Supermax. That already is going to restrict you a lot, right? That you have several players making over $30 million. Almost everybody in your starting five is making over $30 million. That's not sustainable in the modern NBA, even if you're willing to pay it. It's not sustainable because of everything that you give up. You give up the right to use your mid-level exception. You can't take or trade players in multiple players in a trade over the second tax apron, right? So that leaves you only in having what you have on your roster or trading players one for one, or in that case, hoping that whatever draft picks that you have, that you're able to hit on those regardless of where they are. And to its credit, the Boston Celtics are going to own their own first-round picks in 2026 and 2027. Happens with Jayson Tatum, which fits as severe, as bad as it can be, right? Let's say it's a completely ruptured Achilles or torn Achilles. You're looking at Jayson Tatum being out all of next season. It's all of next season he's going to be out. Even if it's a severe Achilles sprain, you're looking at him missing the summer, not coming back until maybe December at the earliest. That's if it's a severe sprain. So right now, the Celtics have to ask themselves, how much of this is salvageable and what can this realistically look like for us next season? Because I tell you what, if you do let Al Horford walk, if you do sell off and trade Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, which is a possibility here, let's be clear, and you just embrace wherever you're going to fit at in a very deep draft in 2026, maybe you then can add some players, right, in that draft that can help you. Because if Jayson Tatum makes a full recovery, yeah, you can be, your championship windows opens back up. But again, that's even looking at how long a player it takes to recover, even after they finally sign, after they are cleared after an Achilles injury. It still takes a while to do that. So I think all these things, when it all shapes up to it, man, this could be a changing for a team that just won a title to a year later on the brink of elimination in the second round, and Jayson Tatum, one of your best players, one of the better, a top 10 player in the NBA, goes down, and you could be without them for the majority of next season. That's a tough pill to swallow. It's a very tough pill to swallow, and seeing how the Boston Celtics maneuver this, man, is going to be really interesting to watch. It's going to be really interesting to watch, man. So listen, when it comes down to it, I think overall, how it goes, it's going to be interesting to see, because the Boston Celtics are in a place, man, where they're going to have to really try to figure some stuff out. If they hard look and be honest with themselves that this team is, and how good can it be over the next, like, this injury is huge. Achilles is not a quick recovery. It's not anything that you can recover quickly from. It just isn't. So when it comes down to that, man, we'll see. We'll see. Overall, hey, we'll see what happens to it, man. Overall, we'll just see. But I look at this and I say, I do not envy the place that the Boston Celtics is in with their tax bill and all of that. It's going to be very, very tough for them to figure out what's going to happen going forward, man. And we'll just see where that is. But with that said, from the Jayson Tatum thing, and to see whatever happens with Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics going forward, Giannis everything is built around Giannis right now. A lot of teams that did get, even the Houston Rockets, who have a top 10 pick, they're going to be teams that come calling for Giannis Antetokounmpo if he becomes available in the off season, right? And this comes from Sam Amick of the For the sake of fairness to Giannis, let's reiterate one key detail. He hasn't asked out yet. League sources say he has been, in fact-finding mode, discussing his situation with trusted confidants, making it clear that he's ready, that he's reading the room here. This is not a one-foot out-the-door situation, not yet anyway. So it seems like Giannis isn't at the point right now where he's ready to just say, hey, get me up out of Milwaukee. And that's what it's going to take for him to get out of Milwaukee. They're not just going to trade him just to trade him. That's not going to happen here. They're not going to trade Giannis because of things. It's going to be because Giannis asked for it. And is he going to? That's the biggest question, because the moment that he asked for it, the Milwaukee Bucks need to be ready to go, because that value drops every day that goes by after a player asks out and officially makes it known that they want out, and the world finds out about it. Every day that goes by, their value drops. Their value sinks. And so if you are the Milwaukee Bucks, you want to avoid that. So if I'm the Bucks, you can't shop him until but you better be taking calls. You better be reading the room and surveying what exactly you can get back for Giannis Antetokounmpo now, so that you have it to move forward. And we heard yesterday that Giannis is kind of looking at teams that have no tax. So it is what it is there. No state tax for those states. It is what it is there. Now, we did hear today as well that don't overlook the New York Knicks potentially trying to be in on a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. You just gave up 5 first-round picks. I don't think the Knicks are going to have the assets to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, but as every team should call and make their best offer for Giannis. Every single team. All the other 29 teams in the NBA should be calling. The moment that it is that the Bucks are open to trading Giannis Antetokounmpo, every single team should have their offer in. Do not Luka Doncic this trade. You're probably not going to get lucky and win the draft lottery. So you have to make sure that you have all the information needed, that you're prepared to make a tough decision here. And we'll see if they are. We'll see if they are. Overall, I'll say this, man. A Giannis move could really not only shake up this entire draft that comes up, but it could, for example, to the Western Conference. You know, not to say all this season or nothing. They actually were a pretty slow start this season. We'll see what happens there. The East could be even more open at that point in time, because then you have a Bucks team that's going to be thrust into a rebuild again, and then you make your move. But it also could disrupt the Western Conference as a whole as well. So we'll see how that shakes out, man. Overall, I just wanted to bring you guys the news and facts to see how you guys, the comments that we got here. Shay says, damn, an Achilles injury, you might have to miss the whole half of the season. If that's the case, then Achilles tears ain't no joke. Well, if it's a tear, he's missing the entirety of next year. If it's a tear, he's done. He's done for basically of where this happened, he's done for the majority of next year. Now, on the flip side of that, if it's a severe sprain, then he can come back next season. We'll see. Celtics seem like they had the championship hangover this season, even in the playoffs. I agree with that, Frank. I definitely agree with you there. This is going to be another 08 experience. Celtics won't win another championship until 2 decades have passed. That's crazy. How do y'all feel about MJ doing? First of all, that's a question for Bull Central, but it's cool. I mean, listen, it is what it is, man. I don't think he's going to be on there a lot, but it's good to have MJ, good to have his thoughts, and I love when MJ gets a chance to get out there and talk basketball. Basketball God said, stop shooting so many damn threes. That's funny. Miles Bridges and OG might work for Giannis. Add in the young big the Knicks have off the bench. Well, see, that's the thing there. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, which doesn't mean that this is the way they're going to look at it, but if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't want OG and Miles Bridges. I want as many draft picks in 22. I don't want a single player over 22 or 23. Because that's how, for the Bucks to be good, they have to do it either through trading or draft. If they want it to be sustainable, they have to do it through drafting. I don't want OG or Miles, because we don't have the type of team that they're going to be able to maximize on their impact. We don't have that if Giannis is gone. If you're keeping Giannis, cool, but he's not going to be here. So if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't know if that OG and Miles Bridges does anything for me, because I need the picks. And the Milwaukee Bucks don't have their own picks they can include. Personally, Giannis trade is hard because the Bucks still need to win since they don't have their own picks. Well, that's the thing. If you trade Giannis, you're getting other teams' picks, so they don't have to win. I think that's the key thing here. And especially if the team that you're trading it with, you're not getting their picks either. For example, Houston has Phoenix's picks. They have Phoenix's picks in 2026 and 2027 and 2029, if I'm not mistaken. The Phoenix Suns aren't going to be good any of those years as the way this shapes up. So those picks are huge, because the Houston Rockets picks aren't in that trade. So even the Houston Rockets going to become a championship contender, the Phoenix Suns picks are what you're getting. So I don't think that the Bucks have to try to be good or maintain being good if they trade Giannis, depending on the picks they get back. If it's San Antonio, right, you're getting San Antonio's pick in this year's draft, which is number 3, but then they also have Atlanta's picks. And I think they have another team's picks as well. Speaking of Giannis Antetokounmpo, don't be surprised if Dallas looks to trade the number 1 pick to get. They're not going to try. Listen, I heard that Nico Harrison can't read the room that badly twice. He can't possibly read the room that badly twice. He can't. Shay, come on, bro. You know what? I believe I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. Shay is Nico Harrison. Shay is Nico. It makes a lot of sense when you think about the way that Shay comments and Nico Harrison's what he does. Shay is Nico Harrison. I'm pushing that narrative. That's what that says to me. Shay is Nico Harrison. Shay, what the hell you be talking about, bro? Respectfully. What the hell do you be talking about, man? I know what you're thinking. But nonetheless, man, that's my time. I just wanted to come in, bring those two things, man, and we'll see how they shake out ultimately. We got some fun basketball coming up tonight as well. So many teams down 3-1. So many teams down 3-1, man. This playoffs has just been crazy. You got Indiana and Cleveland down today. Cleveland has to win this game at home, but we don't know if Donovan Mitchell is going to be in that game or not. Indiana, if I'm Indiana, I'm trying to close this thing out tonight. I don't want to push it to game 6. I don't even want to risk it. I want to take advantage of the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers are not healthy and keep it pushing. And Denver, OKC, I expect OKC to come out of this one firing. They're back at home. I think they're going to come at this one. They're going to try to blow out the Denver Nuggets again, like they did, I think, in game 2. But some fun games on the docket tonight, man. Some fun games. 3-1, a lot of 3-1 series is crazy, man. But all right, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at NBA Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-270-2799 with the number one spot for everything basketball related. Peace, y'all.